Welcome to Let's Talk Portsmouth, a new communications enterprise developed by the City of Portsmouth's Marketing and Communications Division. If you're interested in Portsmouth news and information, public concerns, and other relevant topics that could impact your life, Let's Talk Portsmouth is the podcast for you. We'll talk city business, including interviews with city administrators, hold discussions with civic and community organizations, and converse with newsmakers from around the state on topics close to home and heart. Now, here's your host, Sharon Hoggart.
Top of the morning, everybody. You're listening to Let's Talk Portsmouth. The podcast is all about local government, community, headline news, and news you can use. Our goal is to bring you solid information that will help you make good decisions for your family and community. Thank you for listening. I'm your host, Sharon Hoggart from the city's Marketing and Communications Department. May is National Women's Health Month. And we're going to be talking to the VP for Medical Affairs at Bon Secours regarding women's health. And while we're talking all things May, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, mentors, teachers, and others who have mothered a host of children in their lives. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this message.
Portsmouth Fire Rescue and Emergency Services is hiring, and we need you. Become a firefighter with the City of Portsmouth. We have career opportunities for paramedics, EMTs, military veterans, and career options for recent college graduates. Visit our recruitment page at fire.portsmouthva.gov. Portsmouth Fire Rescue and Emergency Services needs you.
Okay, welcome again to Let's Talk Portsmouth. Joining us by way of the magic of the iPhone is Dr. Michelle Pica, the Vice President for Medical Affairs with the Bon Secours Mercy Health System. Welcome, Dr. Pica. We like to start the show off with an icebreaker for our guests. So here's your icebreaker question. Where are you originally from and where were you educated? Has the advent of COVID-19 changed your view about going into the medical field? That's a lot. I know that's a lot, but we wanted to really get to know you.
Hi, everyone. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to speak with you today. I'm originally from Chicago. I grew up most of my childhood there, and that was when I realized I wanted to become a physician to help take care of people. I went to the University of Illinois for undergraduate and then the University of Illinois at Chicago for medical school. Both universities provided an excellent education for me. Then I decided to leave the Midwest and went to Loma Linda University in Southern California for my residency in emergency medicine. Mm-hmm. It was a wonderful experience. I learned what a blessing it is to be able to help people, especially at a time of their most dire needs. I have met a lot of amazing people working in the emergency room. With the advent of COVID and being on the front lines, it reminded me of why I became a doctor. Sure, things changed as I took precautions dealing with a situation that was unknown to all of us. I took 3 showers a day and changed immediately when I got home from work to prevent any spread to my husband and children. Mm-hmm. But it didn't change my desire to be there for our community when they needed me the most.
Wow. What an impressive background. So, Dr. Pica, tell us, what is the National Women's Health Observance all about?
The goal is to empower women to make their health a priority and help women understand what steps they can take to improve their health.
Okay. Besides raising awareness around women's health and health issues, does the May observance serve any other purpose?
National Women's Health is meant as a reminder that there are special issues that are unique to women and that we need to take a moment and take care of ourselves. We tend to focus on our loved ones and family, but this month recognizes women, especially with Mother's Day, which celebrates all women. Mm-hmm. This month helps us to bring to light issues currently affecting women so that everyone can be advocates. We all have women in our lives that need our support and understanding.
So women have unique health issues such as pregnancy and menopause. What other health issues are unique to women?
Women have other health problems that include different types of cancer, such as breast, ovarian, and cervical cancer. For breast cancer, there are other important signs to look for besides a lump. Changes to the skin's texture, nipple discharge, dimpling, lymph node changes, breast or nipple pain, nipple retraction or inversion, redness, swelling. In addition, women can have ovarian cancer. Early stage ovarian cancer rarely causes any symptoms. Advanced stage ovarian cancer may cause a few and are nonspecific, such as pelvic or abdominal pain or cramping, feeling full after just starting eating, lack of appetite, upset stomach, nausea, feeling like you're going to urinate more frequently, exhaustion, bloating, increased abdominal swelling. But don't panic if you're experiencing some of these It does not necessarily mean that you have the disease. Ovarian cancer cannot be diagnosed at home. Please talk with your primary care provider if unsecure to learn more. And lastly, cervical cancer is a tumor that involves the lowermost part of the uterus. It is very treatable if caught early with having regular pap smears. Many times there are no symptoms or there can be irregular bleeding or pain. In addition, there is an HPV vaccine to help with prevention.
I was doing some research for this interview and saw a flyer that said that women suffer from stress, anxiety, and depression in greater numbers than men. If that's true, why does this occur?
It occurs because traditionally women focus on their families and children, often leaving no time to take care of themselves. Also, by being a caretaker, many times there is no one to talk to as she is the support and strength. There are certain types of depression that are unique to women. Pregnancy, the postpartum period, perimenopause, the menstrual cycle are all associated with dramatic physical and hormonal changes. Certain types of depression can occur at different stages of a woman's life. Premenstrual syndrome, or PMS, refers to moodiness or irritability in the weeks before menstruation. It's quite common, and the symptoms are usually mild, but there's a less common, more severe form of PMS called premenstrual dysphoric disorder. It is a serious condition with disabling symptoms such as irritability, anger, depressed mood, sadness, suicidal thoughts, appetite changes, bloating, breast tenderness, and joint or muscle pain. Next, being pregnant isn't easy either. Pregnant women commonly deal with morning sickness, weight gain, mood swings. Caring for a newborn is especially challenging. Many new moms experience the baby blues, which is termed to describe mood changes that are mild with feelings of worry, unhappiness, exhaustion that typically only last for 2 weeks. Perinatal depression is a mood disorder that can affect women during pregnancy and after childbirth, which is much more serious than the baby blues. Mothers with perinatal depression experience feelings of extreme sadness, anxiety, and fatigue, and may make it more difficult to carry out daily tasks, including caring for themselves or their new children. If you think you or someone you know has perinatal depression, please encourage her to see a healthcare provider or visit one of our wonderful Bon Secours clinics for help. Depression affects each woman differently. Not every woman who is depressed experiences every symptom. Some women experience only a few symptoms, others have many. The severity and frequency of symptoms and how long they last will vary depending on the individual and the severity of the illness. Depression can be treated and is usually treated with medication and psychotherapy, which is also known as talk therapy. Please talk to your Bon Secours provider for further help.
Okay. I also read that more than 1 in 4 women are seriously overweight. Now, so what does seriously overweight mean? Is it a BMI of 26 or a weight of 230 pounds? Please explain what they mean by seriously overweight.
Sure. Typically, weight can be influenced by how tall we are. Therefore, we started using BMI to look at how much one person should weigh, depending on how tall they are and if they are male or female. In the overweight category, there are 4 ranges of BMI that are used to describe levels of risk. Overweight, which is not obese, is a BMI of 25 to 29.9. Class 1 has low risk obesity if BMI is 30.0 to 34.9, and Class 2 is moderate risk obesity if the BMI is 35 to 39.9. Class 3 or high risk obesity is a BMI that's equal to or greater than 40.
Wow. That's a lot of numbers, Dr. Piker. A lot of numbers. I asked that because doctors are always telling you, my doctor does it, and you have a problem, you have a weight problem, and then they proceed to tell you what you can do or what you can't do, and it's a matter of lifestyle change, and it's a difficult thing to do. So, how does obesity impact women's health? Tell us the ways that it can impact women's health.
Obesity impacts women's health in several ways. It increases her risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, sleep apnea, and some types of cancer. Not to mention, it can affect her self-image and lead to depression. We have several great bariatric surgeons here at Maryview that can help you lose weight and have programs in place to help you do so if you're interested.
Okay. So, what are some of the ways that we in the public can observe National Women's Health Month?
As women, we can schedule an appointment with our doctors for our annual checkup to include a pap smear and a yearly mammogram to detect cervical and breast cancer, which can be treatable if caught early. Everyone can speak to women in our lives and make sure that they are taking care of themselves and seeking the care they need. Tell them how you are there for them and want to help them. Assist them with making any necessary appointments and be there to support them, letting them know that you care.
Okay. Dr. Piker, stay on the line with us. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break.
Do you ever find yourself wondering, what is there to do in Portsmouth? If so, you're not alone. I'm Rob Lauer, host of PCTV's Portsmouth Now, and I'm here to tell you that even a lot of lifelong Portsmouth residents have no idea how much there is to see and do in this city throughout the year. festivals, concerts, museums, exhibits, historical reenactments, outdoor markets, and so much more. On Portsmouth Now, we bring you the latest information on the most popular upcoming events, and we introduce you to the people who make them happen. If you want to find out what's happening now in Portsmouth, be sure to watch Portsmouth Now on PCTV, Cox Channel 48, FiOS Channel 39, or watch us on YouTube by simply typing in the search words Virginia Portsmouth.
Okay, thanks for hanging with us, everybody. And this is our final segment for Let's Talk Portsmouth. We're talking about women's health because May is observed as National Women's Health Month. Dr. Piker, stress is a part of life. Some stress is good for the body, correct?
Stress is definitely a part of our lives. We need to have challenges to help us appreciate the good times in our lives, too. Stress helps to release hormones, which can help us to accomplish tasks quickly and easily. Researchers have identified two types of stress: distress, which refers to a negative stress, and eustress, which refers to positive stress, like starting a new job. Good stress is usually short-term and inspires and motivates you, focuses your energy, and enhances performance. Bad stress, however, is the kind that wears you out, is harmful to your health. Bad stress or distress can lead to anxiety, confusion, poor concentration, and decreased performance.
Okay, so explain to us what is long-term stress and what kind of health problems can result from long-term stress. And if we are suffering from that, what can we do to alleviate the suffering?
Unfortunately, as the COVID pandemic has reached 2 years, I think there is much more long-term stress in our community. Stress affects all systems of the body. Our bodies are well equipped to handle stress in small doses, but when the stress becomes long-term or chronic, it can have serious effects on our body. When the body is stressed, muscles tense up. Muscle tension is almost a reflex reaction to the stress, a body's way of guarding its injury and pain. With sudden onset stress, the muscles tense up all at once and then release their tension when the stress passes. Chronic stress causes the muscles of the body to be in a more constant state of guardedness. When muscles are taut and tense for long periods of time, this can trigger other reactions of the body and even promote stress-related disorders. Think about tension-type headaches, and migraine headaches are associated with chronic muscle tension in the areas of the shoulders, head, and neck. Musculoskeletal pain in the low back and upper extremities can also be linked to stress, especially with jobs. Stress and strong emotions can present with respiratory symptoms such as short of breath and rapid breathing, as the airway in the nose and lungs gets tighter. For people without respiratory disease, it's usually not a problem. But some people have asthma or COPD, and it really can exacerbate or make their breathing problems much worse. Also, chronic stress causes constant increases in the heart rate and elevated levels of stress hormone that increases the blood pressure. This ongoing stress can increase the risk for hypertension, heart attack, and stroke. Now, the risk for heart disease associated with stress is different for women, depending on whether the woman is premenopausal or postmenopausal. Levels of estrogen in the premenopausal woman actually can help the blood vessels respond better to stress, therefore helping their bodies to better handle stress and protecting them against heart disease. Postmenopausal women lose this level of protection due to loss of estrogen, therefore putting them at a greater risk for the effects of stress on heart disease. In addition, with the gastrointestinal or GI system, with the stomach and bowels, stress can make pain, bloating, nausea, and other discomforts felt more easily in the stomach and bowels. Vomiting may occur if stress is really severe. Furthermore, stress may cause an unnecessary increase or decrease in appetite, making you want to eat more and sometimes not even eating well or eating healthy, and can deteriorate one's mood. It can affect how quickly food moves through the body, which can cause either diarrhea or constipation. And furthermore, stress can induce muscle spasms in the bowel, which can be very painful. And lastly, it can affect the female reproductive system in several ways. Stress can affect menstruation among adolescent girls and women in several ways. For example, high levels of stress may be associated with absent or regular menstrual cycles, more painful periods, and changes in the length of cycles. It can reduce sexual desire. And lastly, stress can have a significant impact on a woman's reproductive plans, meaning if she wants to have a family, it can negatively impact the ability to conceive, the health of her pregnancy, and her postpartum adjustment. For all these reasons, if you are feeling stressed, it is important to find someone to talk to. It can be a friend, colleague, or your healthcare provider, counselor. The most important thing is to seek help and not keep it bottled up by yourself.
Well, you just solved all my problems. I guess I can go and wrap this interview up and head to my nearest doctor. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize stress could do that to your back like that. So that's some good information. My research showed that half of all women in the U.S. end up breaking a bone because of osteoporosis. So what's the difference? What is osteoporosis, and what's the difference between osteoporosis and osteoarthritis?
Osteoporosis is where the bones become weak and brittle due to lack of calcium in the bone. Even a small amount of force, like stepping down wrong, can break a bone. Osteoarthritis is the wear and tear of joints. That's where protective cartilage breaks down over time, and it leads to inflammation and pain in joints.
Okay. So heart disease remains the number one killer of women. So why is this statistic a reality for women? Because at one time it used to be the number one killer of men. They had more heart attacks than women. So now why has that changed? Why is this statistic a reality?
Well, many times women present differently than men with heart attacks. Sometimes women feel nauseated, weak, and tired as their only symptom. It is important to have regular checkups and seek health care if you feel a sudden change in your well-being.
Okay. Well, so that we can leave our listeners on a high note, let's talk about some of the ways women can achieve optimum health. What tips do you have for preventing heart disease? What can women do to stay physically fit without spending a fortune on a gym membership or personal trainer? And give us some ideas on how we can avoid long-term stress, anxiety, and depression.
Tips for preventing heart disease is mentioned as having regular checkups, seeking health care when you're not feeling well, eating a well-balanced diet, and getting exercise regularly. Just walking around the neighborhood and doing exercises at home can help you stay fit. There are many health and fitness videos on the internet to get you started. I run 3.5 to 5 miles several times each week to stay healthy. I haven't needed a gym membership. Go for walks with your neighbors or friends. Walk or bike ride with your friends to your friend's house instead of using motorized vehicles. Every bit of exercise helps. And lastly, it is important to figure out outlets of decreasing stress. Finding someone to talk to, deep breathing exercises or yoga, meditative prayer are all useful ways to help. Seek a therapist or psychiatrist too if those are not working. Each woman is different in her needs, and even those change at different times of her life.
That's a great capsule, a great wrap up for that long question there. Thank you. So look, we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to wrap up this interview. Stay with us.
Since 1845, men and women of Portsmouth have stood up for the safety and well-being of their city as police officers. With nearly 20 different units, the Portsmouth Police Department provides a variety of services, including crime prevention and investigation, school resource officers, patrol units, active robbery and homicide units, and a homeless outreach team. If you know someone who would like to join our team as a Portsmouth police officer, contact our recruiter at 757-393-8020, extension 5655. Again, that number is 757-393-8020, extension 5655, or check out our website at portsmouthpd.us. Take your first step to becoming a Portsmouth police officer today.
Thank you, Dr. Michelle Piker, for joining us on this issue of Let's Talk Portsmouth. This interview has been more than highly informative, and I've learned a lot, and I hope that our listeners have too. Do you have any last thoughts you want to leave with our audience about women's health you'd like to share?
Absolutely. So the City of Portsmouth and Healthier 757 have a great website that you should check out. It is called Rewards for Healthy Living. There is a new Women's Health Hub on the Rewards for Healthy Living platform. The new hub is a comprehensive one-stop collection of resources focused on the health and well-being of women. Learn which health problems only women have, conditions that affect women more than men, and how to lower your risk for all of them, all with a chance to win money each month and with a grand prize at the end of the year. That's a win. It was very easy to sign up, and there is a great deal of information from safety to common illnesses and disease to well-being and nutrition. Please check it out if you enjoyed this podcast and would like to learn more about your health.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right. Well, that's all, folks, for this issue of Let's Talk Portsmouth. So glad you joined us, and we hope you learned something new. Visit podbean.com for this episode and listen and download Let's Talk Portsmouth wherever you listen to your podcasts. Here's your thought for today. You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Be good. We're out of here.
Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Portsmouth, the podcast that's about the city of Portsmouth and our connections around the globe. Listen and download our next episode for more news you can use and information that may just change your perspective. Find our podcast where you find quality podcasts, the Podbean app, Spotify, and Amazon Music Audible. Until next time, take care.